Hi, it's Sue from Snake River Stamping. Thank you for joining me today. Today, this video, I'm pre-recording this, and this video should air. I'm going to schedule it to air on Tuesday, February 3rd, okay? It's actually February 19th, really. So I'm trying to get a few things ahead, like I've told you. And we're going to do card kits for February today. I'm going to show you some extra special things that I have in store for you for February, and I really hope you enjoy that. Again, thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. I've been getting some more subscribers on YouTube, which I really appreciate. So if you wouldn't mind following, liking and sharing my videos, that really helps me, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. Okay, you will find a description of the products and measurements that we do today, and that will be above me if you're on Facebook, and it'll be below me if you're on YouTube. So thank you for looking for that. I'm gonna switch it down, make a few announcements, and we're gonna get going because we're gonna make 2 cards today. There we go. And I'm going to get this cursor out of the way so that I don't accidentally stop recording. Bonus days. Okay, today's February 3rd for you. So you can start redeeming your coupons anytime now, between starting today, February 3rd to February 28th. All the coupon codes that you are collecting in January and the first couple days of February. Hopefully you are saving those codes in a good place so that you can find them. You can start redeeming those now, but you need to redeem them by February 28th at the very latest, because they expire at midnight Mountain Time on February 28th. Okay, so make sure you do that. You were earning, for every $50 you spent, you got a $5 coupon code. They emailed you those codes, and I'm sure that you were doing exactly what I told you to, which was to save them. Product of the month. Okay, like I just told you, I am pre-recording this, so I don't know what the product of the month for February is, and I don't know if it rolled over because it was left over. But when they're out, they're out. So this was January's, the Fabulous Sayings, and we're going to use 1 or 2 of those today, of the Fabulous Sayings, and this is a stamp set. Okay, so if they didn't run out of these in January, then they roll it over to the next month. And they had December product of the month, which was the True Blue Floral Designer Series paper, and that rolled over into January. They probably sold out of that. I would assume. I don't know yet, but like as of January 19th, they haven't sold out of it yet. So this is a one-time purchase, lifetime purchase, and once you purchase it, then the computer knows that, and on your online store, and you can't get another one. Okay, so product of the month, I'll have to wait to see. I will post it on my Facebook page, my business page. If you keep an eye on that, as soon as it drops in February, I will post that, what the product of the month is. And that's with a $75 order. It only costs $5 to get the product of the month. Okay, so that was just a picture of the stamp set I just shared with you. Okay, February, until February 10th, you can subscribe to Paper Pumpkin and get the February Paper Pumpkin, the March Paper Pumpkin. This is the February Paper Pumpkin. And as long as you subscribe by February 10th, and it looks like it's all Easter stuff to me, with little bunnies and eggs and baskets and things. So you can get that paper pumpkin, and then you can subscribe month by month. You can pay 3 months at a time. You can pay 6 months at a time. You can pay 1 year, whatever you want. You can pause, cancel, whatever, anytime you want. Paper pumpkin is very, very flexible. So this is the Easter, the February one, which is Easter themed. And then in March, as long as you subscribe by March 10th, it's this fluttering garden. It's beautiful. I mean, just very vibrant colors, featuring the little hummingbirds and things. So it's just fun. And remember, paper pumpkin, they send you absolutely everything you need. The only thing you might need is a pair of scissors, maybe. But most things, like these die cuts, they punch out, and you can just do it by hand, and they just are very easy to do that. Don't forget to check that last chance list. They're always adding new things to the last chance. Things are retiring and they're on their way out, but they usually reduce the price. And you can find that under your specials tab in your online account. Okay. January specials are done, but February specials, I've got some great ideas for February specials. So I'm still cleaning out my stamp room. Who knows what I'm going to get rid of next. But right now I'm working on paper. I'm working on designer series paper. So remember, $20 order, you start earning your own Stampin' Rewards, of course. $40 order is where I start sending you things. And I will send you a quarter package of retired designer series paper. And of course you get your 10% Stampin' Rewards all the time. Now, this designer series paper is going to coordinate with my February PDF that I have for you, which I'm going to share in just a moment. And I have, it's called Wildly Flowering Designer Series Paper. And I have a whole brand new package of this, so I can divide it up into quarters, okay? And send you a quarter pack of the designer series paper. And it looks like this Wildly Flowering. It's really pretty. Now it does include a couple of retired colors. And so I looked at the back of it to see what colors are in here. Crumb cake, we still have crumb cake, so I'm not going to include that. Early espresso, we still have that. I won't include that. Misty Moonlight, we still have that. I won't include that. Moody Mauve, retired. So guess what? I am going to include 4 half sheets of Moody Mauve also in this pack of retired. You'll get 4 half sheets, which is a card base, or you can do whatever you want with it, of course, of Moody Mauve that goes with some of this designer series paper. Okay. It also includes Mossy Meadow. We still have that, so I won't include that. And Wild Wheat. That's retired, so I will include that because I have it. Okay, so those are the only 2 colors, Moody Mauve and Wild Wheat. You get 4 of each, along with, in your package, along with this retired designer series paper. So these are the patterns. You'll get 2 of each of these. That's a quarter pack. You just see how pretty they are. And then, of course, they have stuff on the back. They have the A side and the B side. Okay. And all of this is going to coordinate with my PDF that I have designed for you this month. Now, the PDF, of course, is something that I will mail to you. And it gives you directions on how to make a brand new card. And you can easily use this or any designer series paper I send you. And if I send you, and I am sending you retired paper, I will again look at the back, and if there's colors in there of cardstock that are retired also, then I'll put in 4 sheets of each color half sheets that of each color that are retired, just like I'm doing with this package. So you get a quarter pack of the DSP, and then you get 4 pieces of each, 4 half sheets of each of the retired cardstock that goes with it. Okay, so that's my special offer with this retired cardstock, a retired DSP that's going on. Okay, so you also get some retired cardstock to match. All right, if it's not retired, I won't include it because you can order it. So $50 threshold, you're going to get the quarter pack of retired DSP, including the cardstock, and you're going to get the 4 card kits that we're making tonight. 2 of each design. So I have 2 designs, and you'll get 2 of each. So there'll be 4 altogether, and we'll be talking about those in a moment. $75 order, you still get the quarter package of DSP that is retired, the card kits, and then you qualify for my February 2026 PDF, which features the DSP and the cardstock that I'm sending you. Isn't that fabulous? And it's this cute little fun fold, and it fits. It looks small, but it's made to fit in an envelope. Okay, so even though it looks kind of small, it does fit in an envelope, and I'll tell you how to make that, and the products that I use and how I did it. Okay, so it is the writing part is kind of small, but it features the retired product, and you can use any retired product, and you'll have some matching cardstock to go with it, unless it's something you can still buy. So if it's retired, I've got it in my drawers over here, and I'll send you some. All right, so that is my offer for February. So that's the $75. And of course, if you get to the $75 threshold, you're not only earning Stampin' Rewards, you can spend your bonus coupons, and you are earning, totally forgot what I was going to say. You're earning something else too. It'll come to me. Something else. Okay. Anyway, remember, all qualifying orders are before tax and shipping, or any coupons or redeem Stampin' Rewards. So you have to hit these thresholds before tax, shipping, coupons, etc. They have to be paid orders. Alrighty, and that's the same as it's always been. Alrighty, so I'm going to set that to the side. Set that to the side. Last week we did these really cute pop-out reverse gatefold cards, and I hope you watched last week, January 27th. I showed you how to make these. If you didn't catch that video, be sure to go back, and I give you the measurements and everything in the description and how to make this. I used the Made with Love set that's current, and it's back in stock. And I made some using older from last year, some DSP, because I was trying to make a few ahead of time, and I didn't have the new DSP, so I just made some older ones. Well, I made them this year, but they're using some of my other older DSP, and I showed you how to make those. It's all the same fold, and that's what I always try to do, is give you great folds that feature that you can use almost any DSP on, any package that comes together. All right, so that covers our specials. And today, these are the card kits we're going to make for this month. If on my ordering special, if you qualify for the card kits, then I cut stuff for you, and you get to, and I sent it to you for free, and you get to make your own cards, and you'll get to make 4 of cards, 2 of these and 2 of these. And these two are featuring the Petals of Beauty. Okay, that's the set I'm featuring in these. Now you might not have this, and that's okay. You can use other things to stamp and cut. Well, I do all the cutting, but to stamp with or to make like this flower, I use that on here. And I'm going to send you a piece that you will have to stamp your own flower from another kit. If you don't have Petals of Beauty, okay. Maybe you'd like to order it. It's a really lovely stamp set and die set, I think. And those are the dies. These are the stamps. You can see they have lots of different choices here, and I'll show you how we use those today. So we'll be featuring that. So I think we'll start with this one, and I am using the Lovely and Beautiful Specialty Designer Series paper on this. I'm using this piece on this card, and it has these gold flowers on the back. This set of paper is just gorgeous. It has tons and tons of gold on it, on all of these sheets that are in here. And then of course there's always the B side that has something a little more neutral. So we're going to use this one today, and we're going to also use this other side. This is another pretty one with these pretty purple flowers, or they're not purple, they're Fresh Freesia, which is a purpley pink kind of color. I thought I cut some of these, because I usually cut them. Is that the same one? No, this is different. These are really big. These are really big flowers on this, and that's the other side of that. And I showed you that one. This is a different one. Another really big flowers on this, and that's the B side. So in this specialty paper, you will find Calypso Coral, Darling Duckling, Fresh Freesia, Old Olive, Peach Pie, and Petal Pink, and gold. Of course, there's lots of gold, and I just love it when we have a lot of gold in our paper. And we also have, with this set, these gems come with it. Pearlized faceted circles come with this set. And I use some purple fine shimmer gems on this. And can I find my purple fine shimmer gems? No. So we probably are going to pull some of these in for this card today. So remember, these are the card kits that you're going to get everything cut for you. You have to have your own stamps, your own ink, your own adhesive to do it. You'll get the bow, you'll get all the paper cut, you'll get the card base, everything else will be done for you. So you'll get something like this. Okay. And let me put these out for you. So, bow. And we're going to have a little piece for that. Okay. So, card base. 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. So that's just a regular card base. All right. Then you're going to need some Old Olive, 3 3/4 by 5, and this is your bottom layer. Goes on here. Move this right there. So that is going to be your bottom layer. And then this will be your second layer. This is Fresh Freesia. It looks kind of purpley, but it's a purpley pink, really, purpley pink. And it's 3.5 by 4 3/4, and that's your second layer. I also have some Fresh Freesia Ribbon that I will tie in a bow and send to you. I don't think it's available anymore, but I've got some. All right. Now, at the bottom of this, on the very top, you're going to have your designer series paper. And I used this front with these little flowers and these little geometric designs on it. And this is 3 1/4 by 1 5/8. So 3 1/4 by 1 5/8. And it goes down on the purple, on the Fresh Freesia paper. Then on the other side, so that's the A side with the gold. On the B side, we're going to use these at the top, and these have Old Olive in them. Oh, I have these marked because they're in order, and I just turned them over and I cut them. They are 2 3/4 inches long and 1 inch across, so 1 by 2 3/4, and they will go at the top in this pattern like this. Okay. Then you need a scrap for a sentiment, and you can cut out whatever sentiment you want. I can cut you one of these, or I can send you a scrap. I don't know what you're going to stamp, so it's kind of hard, a little bit hard. I mean, I don't mind cutting these, but maybe I'll send you both, so that if you want something bigger, you'll have a piece of paper. But this is the size I used, and you just have to find a sentiment that fits on there. And I am going to change that one. So let me put that over there. And then the inside is 3 3/4 by 5 basic white. And I usually do mine separately. And on the inside, I also have a scrap to put at the bottom. It's 3 3/4 by 1 inch. And I used that one like that. And then there's a piece of ribbon that I put down here and taped on the back, and this is the Fresh Freesia ribbons, 5 inches. You'll get this ribbon. It goes about in the middle to divide these two, and you just tape it on the back. We will be doing that. All right, so let's start with the inside of our card. Okay, so I've got this piece right here, and I'm going to stamp the inside of my card, and I am going to make a get well card because I have a couple friends. There's a lot of stuff going around right now, and one of my friends, she fell, and she just contacted me today. Told me she's in the hospital. She broke her leg, and oh my goodness. So I definitely want to get a card out to her as soon as I can. So this one's going to say, "Here for you always" on the inside. I'm going to put that, maybe I'm going to put that over here. And when I'm stamping with photopolymer stamps, I always use a Stampin' Pierce mat because I need a little cushion in that so that it'll give me a pretty good stamp. Okay, so I'm going to have that here for you always. And I am going to put, run a piece of tape. And this is just going to go at the bottom, and this matches the front, and it's cut at the right size. I should close my stamps, and I got smudges already. Dang it. Okay, so this is going to go on the inside. Don't want to see that. Oh well, handmade card, not Hallmark, right? And I just center that. Probably stamp some flowers or something over that. Okay. So I do want to definitely give this a good crease so it'll stay shut. That's the front of my card. So I'm going to set this to the side, and I'm going to work on this part of the card. And I am going to stamp my Get Well Soon over here. And I have a little bit of ink there. And I'm going to use my Fresh Freesia again. Get Well Soon. I'm going to move it a little bit to the right. And I got this out of Friendly Foliage photopolymer. I got the Get Well Soon and Here For You Always out of my Friendly Foliage stamp set. Okay, because I was looking for something a little smaller to fit on this one. Okay. And I will be putting this bow over here on top of that little circle when I'm ready to put that down. But I have that stamped and ready to go. And there's the bow and my ribbon, my 5 inches of ribbon. Okay, I'm ready to do my layers. Okay. So I had Old Olive 3 3/4 by 5, and that's my bottom layer. And then I had my Fresh Freesia 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. That's my second layer, and that is going to go right on there. And I am going to use glue so I can slip it around on this. Remember, you'll get all of this cut enough for 2 cards, but you will need your own stamps and your own ink and your own adhesive. Okay, so then you'll also get a piece of this designer series paper. Isn't that pretty? And in these little flowers, they have little gold centers. They're just so pretty. And I'm going to glue those down. That's going to go down at the bottom, and I want to make it about an equal distance, the bottom and the sides. Okay, an equal distance. Press that down. So then this is just the other side, and these were just 1 inch by, what did I say, 2 and I already did that. Took it off. One inch by 2 3/4. Yeah. Okay. I remembered it right. Okay, so this one goes on the left, this one goes in the middle, and this one goes on the right. And see, if you push them together, you can tell they were all from one piece, like that. But I am going to separate them a little bit and leave space in between them. Okay, so when I do more than one piece at a time, like this, I do the outside edges first, and I want to kind of line this up with this one, and I'm making it about the same up there at the top for the border. And then I'm going to do this one. the same for the border. And that's what I like about glue. I can move it just a little for a minute and get it right where I want it. Most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. And then this one I just kind of center in between those and make it line up at the bottom and at the top. Like that. Okay, then I take this and I'm going to put this ribbon right here across here, and I'm just going to take a couple of pieces of Scotch tape, one of my favorite craft room supplies, and I want to get this, set this down not on paper. There. Now I got them both hooked. That's brilliant. Okay. Unhook. Put this over here. Okay. I want to hold this in the right place because as you see, this is moving around. So I just want to, I put the tape on. I'm going to tape it on the back. I want to place that really carefully. And just tape it on the back like that. Okay. So once you have the first one on, the second one's a little bit easier. Pull it, not tight but taut, and get it placed right. Flip it over, you got the tape on it, and tape it on the back. And you won't even be able to see this because this is all going to get popped up on this card. All right. So I'm going to look at that. I am going to bring in some dimensionals. And my favorite tweezers. And I'm going to put some on the edges and in the middle so my card doesn't sag. And if I press a little bit, those papers pop up for me. And I can place this on the front of my card. Okay. So my focal point is my tag on this particular card, okay? And I'm also going to pop that up. I'm going to place it a little bit over here to the right because I'm going to have that bow kind of going this way. And last week I told you about my glue dots that I learned from Kelly Atchison at stampinabove.com, and she just takes this mono glue, and when she has some room on one of her sheets of dimensionals, she just dots some glue. Mine are a little bit close together, but she just dots some glue, lets it dry for 24 hours, and they're tacky. My glue dots are a few days old and they're still tacky, and they come right up. I'm going to get 2 glue dots on that one. And whoops, now I have 3 because I got one on my finger. They're very sticky. Oh my gosh. I have glue dots everywhere now. See, you should put them further apart, which was my mistake of putting them too close together. That's why I'm getting these mini glue dots all over me. I need to make a different page where they're farther apart. I haven't done that yet. Okay. And now I don't have one where I want it. Put that one there. And I'm going to cover up that hole with my bow. And I'm going to take my ribbon scissors and I am going to trim this ribbon a little because I think it's just a little bit long, just like that. Okay, so I've actually got 2 of those fancy glue dots on there, and it says get well soon. Now I could take some of these. Now mostly these are geared for the other paper, but there are some that are kind of whitish clear and that pick up the Fresh Freesia. So I'm gonna put some of those on here, right up here, and in a small one. Okay, so I just added a few of these little gems. These are called pearlized faceted circles is what they are, and they definitely pick up the Fresh Freesia in this card. So you'll be making 2 of these, and yes, you will get some gems. Okay, and I usually attach them to a sticky note. Like I put them on the sticky part of the sticky note and then I fold it closed. So look for the sticky note in your packet. Okay, that's our first card. Our second one, a little bit more complicated. Not a lot, but a little bit. This is a fun fold that you're going to get. And it has a belly band on it. Like that. And it opens like this. And it uses some of this beautiful designer series paper, the front and the back of it. And it has a white piece in here that you can write on if you would like. You could put a whole white piece on the back if you want to write more. Okay. So we're going to learn how to make this. Okay. I'm going to have to put this up here so I can see it. All right. So, and I lost my wow. Well, I didn't lose it. It's in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Look, I found it. Okay. I knew I had it. Never mind. I don't have to tell you how I lost something. Forget it. I found it. Because we are going to use some wow embossing powder to do that leaf. All right. So, this one, we start off with a card base in peach pie. And this is 11, which is a full sheet by 5.5. And you will take your trimmer or your simply scored board, whatever you have, whatever you like to use. And if you're using your trimmer, you need to extend the arm because you're going to score it at 4 1/4. Okay, I'm going to score it 4 1/4. Park your dark, get your trimmer blade, 4 1/4, and then you're going to score at 7. That's where the arm comes in, 7. And then your last score is at 9 3/4. That's way out here, almost to 10. 9 3/4, and you'll score again. Okay, so that will allow us to make this pretty fun fold that we have here to go like this. Okay. So that 4 1/4 turns into your card base, which needs to be at the back. And you will see your score lines. So you're going to flip it over, actually, after you get done doing that. You're going to flip it over, and so that this is at the back, and this is your 4 1/4 seam. And then you fold it forward, and then you go to the next score line, and you fold it back. And then the last score line, whoops, I missed it. I missed it. Oh, I see what I did. This is my back, and my score line was up here. Okay. This is my back. Then I score this. Yeah. And then I fold that one. It's very hard to see. Okay. All right. Now I've got it folded right. And when you're in person, you'll be able to see. You're the one scoring it. And, well, I'll score it probably, and you'll be able to see where these lines are, but the 4 1/4 goes back here, and then the 2 smaller ones, and then the smallest one here, so that goes like that. All right. Then we have these other pieces. And remember, you'll get to make 2 of these cards. So you'll have the biggest piece of Lovely and Beautiful Designer Series paper, and this will be measured and cut for you at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and it goes on your back panel. Okay, it goes on your back panel. And I think we will just put that down. And you'll see we're going to use this other side on part of it. So you add glue, you add your adhesive tape, whatever you like to use. And I use a little of both. It depends on what I am putting down and how big it is and how hard it is for me to fit it on there. And you're going to center it. You're going to look at that score line. And there you go. And this is definitely directional. Well, it is directional in my opinion, in that these bigger leaves go up. Now these leaves and flowers are kind of coming down, but I wanted my larger leaves to go up that way. The next piece is a white panel. It's 2.5 by 5 1/4, and we're going to stamp on that. I put Thinking of You. Not sure what I was going to put on this one. Happy Birthday. No, I didn't want that. Happy Birthday. Didn't want that. I'm going to put Hooray on the front. Oh, I know. I did want Happy Birthday, but as you can see, Happy Birthday is a little bit big. But you know what? We can still do it. I'll show you how. Can still do it on this piece. You're going, huh, crazy. No, actually we can do it. Those are my other pieces. I'll get to that. We're gonna do this fancy Happy Birthday thing first. So I want Happy Birthday to fit on here, and I might stamp a flower. We'll see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of my Scotch tape and I'm gonna cover up Birthday. Ooh, it's gonna take more than 2 or more than 1 because it's kind of thick, kind of wide, and I want it all covered up. Okay. And I can, I have 2 choices I pulled. I could do Old Olive or I could do Calypso Coral because both of those colors are in this designer series paper. So I think I'm going to choose the Calypso Coral. And I'm going to ink up the Happy. And you see that I'm getting some ink on my tape. Well, I'm going to take that tape off before I stamp. Okay? You do not want to have the tape on when you stamp. It'll just make a big smeary mess. But what it did do is it kept my birthday clean. So now I can go over here and I can stamp Happy. Okay. I'm going to clean that real quick. And now I need some new tape, because now I am going to dry that with a microfiber cloth, because I want this tape to stick for a minute. Now I'm going to cover up Happy and leave Birthday. And I'm going to remember to remove my tape. And because this is such a wide stamp, going, what did I do with that? Do Birthday. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I remove my tape, and voila, Happy is clean. And I'm just going to put this below, Happy Birthday. And so I got that on there. Even though it's a really long stamp, I managed to just use some tape and cut it in half like that. And that's the way you can modify a stamp that you like. And this was from the January Fabulous Sayings, the Happy Birthday from the January Fabulous Sayings that you might have purchased for $5. I'm going to close that for a second, and I am going to look at my stamps, because I think I want to put a little flower in here lightly. And I'll pull a block. And I'm going to stamp off so it looks like my flower is behind. It's getting crooked. Stamp off and just put that so I have a little flower behind there. Okay. And that was just from the Petals of Beauty stamp set. I used that one. And it also has a fill-in that you can fill in color if you want, but I just wanted the outline of that to be there. Okay. I'm going to use another one in a moment. So that's the inside of my card. Close that. And now I can glue that one in. And that goes on my next panel. So I'm working from the right and I'm going left, which might seem kind of backwards, but that's the way this one's working. So then the next piece I have is that same DSP, but I turned it over because this is still pumpkin pie, 2.5 by 5 1/4, which is the same size as that white one. And that one is going to go right here. Okay, I'm just going to glue it down. That's all I'm going to do. Now you might want to cut some flowers and put them on there. You know, you can, you know, whatever you want to do to jazz it up a little bit. But that's the next piece. And I'm trying to center that and get it the same distance from the top and the bottom and between the lines of my fold, like that. Okay. I got a little smudge there, but I think maybe I can get it off with this. Apparently not. Okay, so then I have two of these DSPs that match this. Well, it also matches the other side too, but I did cut two at 1 inch by 5 1/4, and I'm just gonna put those on using the front sides. Glue dries clear, and I have a glue eraser. When it's dry, I will fix that. I can probably take a little, yeah. This is just a little wet wipe, and that did come off of there. And then I want another on this side, and I should have done this before I put DSP on here, but I do want to crease this. I'm going to put a belly band because this pops open, as you can see. That's why I'm going to make a belly band for it. And I'll send you all the stuff to do that. So I'm going to cut all this paper for you. You just have to watch the video and put it together. Okay. So then I just have a piece, I'll send you a piece of white. I'm not sure how big of a sentiment you want. I cut this using the textured dies, and I used the smallest one that's in the middle, and I put Get Well Soon on it. I put Get Well Soon on it, and I said Happy Birthday in the middle. Oh, brilliant. No, I don't want to put that. I want to put Hooray. That's what I wanted to put because I was changing this. Anyway, I'm going to use the other side, even though I would not use the other side. I'm going to use the other side just for demonstration purposes, and I'm going to use a glue dot on it instead of, because I'll fix it later. I'm going to put Hooray because it fits. Again, I'm using Calypso Coral. This is what happens when I'm doing too many videos in one day. Ooh. Get what I'm doing. Anyway, so he is going to just get glued down right here. And I'm just going to put a little tape on this one side on the left, but not on the right, because he's going to go over the edge a little bit. Okay. It's going over the edge, but when you open it up, it's fine. It works just fine. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need my glue eraser on that. Okay. Hooray, happy birthday. Now that makes more sense. Get well soon. Oh. I'm confusing people. All right, you're going to get Peach Pie belly band. It's 9.5 by 1.5. And there's no score marks in this on purpose, okay? Because every card is just a little bit different. And all you have to do, oh, I feel a sneeze coming. Oh, all you have to do is just fold your belly band, fold it on one side, pull it, and then fold it on the other side. And then take your bone folder or your scissor, whatever you're using, and crease that, okay? And then you can put a little glue, a little tape, whatever you like to use. Putting a few squidges of glue there. Okay, so I got my belly band on there. And it should fit because you folded it to fit so that it slides on and it slides off, okay? So you can get it on and off. Don't make it too tight so it's too hard to get on or off. And so now, oh, I should have done the ribbon first. What was I thinking? I'm going to send you a piece of this gold striped mesh ribbon is what you're going to get. And it's going to go around the middle of it, okay? And it's a whole lot easier. I wonder if I can get this apart and put it back together. Oh, I can. Yeah, it's a whole lot easier to do this flat than it is to do when it's around your belly band. Let me tell you, there's my ribbon. Okay. And this is about 10 inches of ribbon. And it's just going to go on here like that. And all I did was I took my tape and I'm just going to make some little pieces. This is about in the middle. And then I'm going to lay that on the tape. Like that. And I've already measured this because I was so quick to do my belly band. I'm going to cut off the ends. I am going to reapply my tape right there and fold that down. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that still fits. You might have to bend your card just a smidge to get it in there, but it should fit just like that. And hold your card closed, okay? So you're going to get a piece of peach pie that's about 3 by 3, and you're going to have to stamp it. You can emboss it. I'm going to do mine. I'm going to emboss it in gold because there's just a lot of gold in this, so it looks pretty good. And I can cut you a gold leaf from this set. So this set, let me see, where's my little pile? Long pile. So I'm going to stamp the flower and I'm going to cut it out with this Petals of Beauty, and I'm going to cut, this is the one I cut the gold leaf out of right here. Okay, I'm going to cut that for you, and I could cut the leaf, but if you don't have this set, you know, it's going to be hard. So I think the best thing is just for me to send you a 3 by 3 piece, and it's plenty big enough to cut any flower or whatever you want as your focal point for that. I'm going to use this big flower, and I'm not going to fill it in. I'm just going to use because I just want the edges of that. So I'm going to emboss this in gold, so I'm going to need to use my embossing buddy. I'm going to get a block for this. I'm going to be putting, you can put your leaves on however you please. They can go up, they can go down. Those ones I put down. I think I'm going to put these up. You know, they can go any way you want them to go. I am going to stick just some tape on here. I'm going to put them up like this, I think. Hope that's the right place. And I'm going to get rid of this because that now has tape on it. So I just take my embossing buddy and I lightly rub this over my cardstock to get all the oils from my fingers or whatever I might have touched. And this will help me get a clean stamp. I am going to use Versamark. Wipe that off because I had my embossing buddy sitting on it. I'm going to use my Versamark ink. It's just a glue that the embossing powder, the Wow embossing powder, will stick to. So I'm going to really ink this up. Really, 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 really ink it up. And I'm just going to stick that down and press pretty hard. And I think you can tell where that ink is. I think you can see that. Get that cleaned off a little bit before I do anything else. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in, close your Versamark before you do anything with this powder and you start blowing it around. I'm going to sprinkle liberally with my embossing powder. And I have a piece of paper here to catch it. Now I am going to cut this with a die, but normally, normally I have a brush. Oh, there's a brush. It's a big one, but normally I have a brush, and I brush my little things that I don't want in. But I'm going to cut this out so it really isn't that big of a deal. I'm going to set that just really carefully to the side. And I just take my paper and I bend it. And the extra powder goes right back in the jar where it belongs. And I put my lid on my jar where it belongs. And I bring out my heat tool. And I'm going to turn my heat tool on for just a second under my table because I want it to warm up before I grab this, and I'm just going to heat it long enough to make this turn glossy. You can go too far with this. Gold usually works pretty good. The metallics usually work pretty good. I have trouble with the white myself and knowing when to stop with that. So I let that heat up for just a minute so it's really ready to go. And this is glossing up nicely. That's done. That's all it takes. And you can see, I hope you can see how gold and glossy that is. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, that's simple. Just that simple. So now I am going to take my large die that goes with this, the open die, because there's another one that cuts out. Now the trick is to find the right spot. And I'm going to put a sticky note on it to keep it in the right bought. And I'm going to bring in my mini cut and emboss machine. Pull this out. And I just need, on my mini, I just need my bottom plate, my bottom cutting plate, and my top plate. So a 1, a 2, and a 2. And I just roll this through. I'm going to roll it back, make sure I got it cut. I'm pretty sure it cut the first time. And did a beautiful job of cutting. Carefully take off my sticky note. And I have a beautiful flower out of my peach pie with gold. Doesn't that look great? So now I can finish my belly band right over here. And I decide where to put my flower because I'm going to cover up a little bit of that. And I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. And I'm going to remember where I put my dimensionals. Number 1. Okay. And I'm going to kind of put this in the middle because I want it to be on the belly band, not off the belly band. And decide how my flower is going to be. And press just like that. And now I can bring in my beautiful little sparkle pearlized faceted circles. I can't remember all these names, I swear. Let's see. No, I know I'm going to do this. I'm going to put one there in the middle. And I'm going to put some over here. Like that. Okay. So now this, it was, on this one, it was a get well card. Okay. Thinking of you. With the belly band. Now it's a birthday card. Hooray. Take our belly band off. Happy birthday, where we separated our happy and our birthday. Just like that. So it turns out really nice. So you will get all the paper cut except for this flower. I will send you the paper and you're going to be responsible for deciding what your focal point is going to be for that particular thing, because I can't stamp, I can't emboss for you. So I'm gonna leave that up to you, what you want your focal point to be. Okay. So you will get all of this stuff for your order this month. So you will get 2 of these, all cut, ready to go, and 2 of those, okay? And that is February card kit. Let me turn it up. Great. All right, thank you for joining me today. I know I went a little bit long, over an hour, geez, but I made 2 cards, okay? I hope you enjoyed these. Remember your order and remember the special, not just the card kits, but the retired paper. You're going to get a 1/4 pack of paper. You're going to get cardstock if it's retired cardstock that goes with that retired paper. You're going to get matching cardstock, and the PDF qualify for that goes with that retired cardstock. I don't even know where I threw that. Anyway, I'm a messy crafter. Sorry. Thank you for joining me today. I have not planned next week yet, but I think it's going to be one more Valentine's card because there's a couple I really like to. I really like this one that I have in mind. So I think I'm going to do one more Valentine's card with you next week. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.